Buckle up, diabolical viewers. We're diving headfirst into the explosive mayhem that was The Boys Season 3. 1 year after the Stormfront scandal, the boys work as contractors for Victoria Neuman's Bureau of Superhuman Affairs to apprehend rogue Supes, with Hughie Campbell as their liaison. Vought CEO Stan Edgar appoints Annie January, who is now publicly dating Hughie, co-captain of the Seven, to repair Vought International's reputation and unsuccessfully attempts to sell V24, a compound V variant that temporarily grants superpowers to US. Queen Maeve secretly works with Billy Butcher and has him investigate Payback, a disbanded superhero team whose leader Soldier Boy mysteriously died in hopes of finding a weapon capable of killing Homelander. She also gives Butcher several vials of V24, which he considers using. Hughie encounters a man named Tony, who claims to be Neuman's best friend and calls her Nadia. Suspicious, Hughie tails the pair into an alley, where Tony urges her to tell the truth about Red River. She refuses, prompting Tony to retaliate before she kills him with her powers, unaware of Hughie's presence. As the boys investigate Soldier Boy's death, Hughie visits Red River, an orphanage for superpowered children, and copies its records, learning that Neuman is Edgar's adopted daughter. Frenchie and Kimiko confront Soldier Boy's widow Crimson Countess at a Vought theme park, but she escapes, inadvertently killing an innocent bystander in the process. After learning of Neuman's powers from Hughie, Butcher takes a dose of V24 and uses it to kill Soldier Boy's former sidekick, Gunpowder. Before dying, Gunpowder informs Butcher that Soldier Boy died in Nicaragua while on a CIA mission led by Colonel Grace Mallory. Mother's Milklin rejoins the boys, seeking to avenge his family's death at Soldier Boy's hands. After learning that Stormfront committed suicide, Homelander lashes out during his televised birthday celebration and goes on a spiteful rant, claiming he is the world's savior under persecution from Vought executives. Homelander's approval rating among rural white males skyrockets after his rant, subjecting him to less scrutiny from Vought executives. Homelander, now believing himself to be untouchable and threatening genocide, pressures Starlight into publicly posing as his lover and reinstating the Deep. Fearing for the safety of her ex-boyfriend Alex Supersonic, she pleads with him not to join the Seven. However, he does so to support her. Mallory reveals to the boys that Payback was deployed to assist the CIA against communists in Nicaragua during the Cold War, but were ambushed during an attack by Russian and Nicaraguan soldiers that left Black Noir mutilated and Soldier Boy missing in action, supposedly killed by a Russian superweapon. Butcher is enraged at Mallory for not disclosing the weapon's existence earlier and lashes out at Ryan before storming out. He then has Frenchie contact the latter's former boss, Little Nina Namiko, to arrange transport to Russia. Butcher meets Nina and negotiates the boys' travel to Russia in exchange for assassinating one of Nina's targets. Upon learning of the V24, Hughie asks Butcher to let him use it. Butcher refuses, but Hughie secretly takes a dose and uses it to kill one of the Russian soldiers guarding a secret laboratory. Inside, Butcher discovers a still-living Soldier Boy, who releases an energy blast that depowers and wounds Kimiko before escaping. While escaping to stabilize Kimiko, Butcher theorizes the Russians experimented on Soldier Boy. During a press conference regarding Homelander's behavior, Neuman betrays Edgar by accusing him of corruption. In return, Homelander provides Neuman a sample of Compound V, which she injects into her daughter Zoe. Starlight recruits Maeve and Supersonic to help her face Homelander. Supersonic later attempts to recruit a train after witnessing him being mistreated Nina kidnaps Kimiko and Frenchie's former partner Cherie and forces him to choose who to execute. But Kimiko frees herself and kills Nina's henchman while Nina escapes. Neuman privately reveals her powers to Starlight and proposes an alliance, but Starlight declines. Butcher and Hughie help Soldier Boy track down his former teammates in exchange for his help in killing Homelander. All parties converge at the TNT Twins' residence in Montpelier, Vermont, where they are hosting Herogasm, an annual soup orgy. After the twins claim Noir also sold him out to the Russians, Soldier Boy accidentally releases another energy blast, destroying the building, killing the twins and multiple guests, and injuring the rest. Soldier Boy and an empowered Butcher and Hughie join forces to overwhelm Homelander, but he escapes before Soldier Boy can nullify his powers. A train uses his powers to kill Blue Hawk, then collapses from heart failure. A disillusioned Annie films a live stream announcing her departure from the Seven and publicly condemning Vought, Soldier Boy, and Homelander. Hiding out in an abandoned Buster Beaver's pizza restaurant, Noir is visited by his imaginary friends, the pizzeria franchise's mascots. They reenact his abuse at Soldier Boy's hands and how he led most of Payback in ambushing and trading him to the Russians on Edgar's behalf before convincing him to confront his fears and face Soldier Boy. A train is successfully revived after receiving a heart transplant from Blue Hawk. Butcher, Hughie, and Soldier Boy seek Mindstorm, who subdues Butcher, trapping him in memories of his abusive father and the suicide of his little brother Lenny. Hughie convinces Mindstorm to revive Butcher in exchange for his freedom, but Soldier Boy kills Mindstorm shortly afterward. While retrieving Compound V for Kimiko at Vought, Annie discovers that V24 will kill users after 3 to 5 doses. Homelander confronts Annie regarding her livestream, but she records him confessing to his crimes and posts it on social media. Frenchie injects Compound V into Kimiko, healing her injuries and restoring her powers. Annie informs Butcher of V24's risks, but Butcher chooses to withhold this information from Hughie. Soldier Boy calls Homelander and reveals that he is his biological father. Homelander finds Ryan and reconciles with him. Unwilling to harm Hughie further, Butcher abandons him. Hughie meets with Annie to apologize. Maeve escapes Vaught's custody and meets with Hughie, Annie, and Homelander kills Noir for withholding the knowledge of him being Soldier Boy's son.